up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of
No Plot, All Filler.
What are we getting into today, Isaac?
Yeah, today we're getting into talking about the spring anime. This season's anime. Last season was pretty good. We had like Solo Leveling. That's crazy.
I love Solo Leveling. I love Solo Leveling. Okay.
What?
Ninja Kamui and others that I can't think of at the moment. But it was all right. This season was supposed to be jam-packed with a lot of good stuff. And today we're going to talk about the best that we've seen so far out of this spring anime.
And the worst.
Yeah, best and worst.
And worst of the best. But like most of these shows were recommended, supposed to be good. We watched them and we're gonna give our take on them. So
right.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
What
all
are we
right.
starting
Do
with?
we want to just
Let's
list them
drop
off
these.
real quick?
Oh yeah, we'll list off all the
Sure,
animes that
we
we'll be
can list
talking
off what we're going to talk about. So the five that we've heard the most about are Windbreaker, Remonster, God's Games We Play, Kaiju Number 8, and Go-Go Ranger Reject. And we have different takes and opinions on what was good and what wasn't good. But let's just start with the first one, Windbreaker. What are our thoughts on Windbreaker?
I think we're all kind of in agreement that it was pretty solid.
Yeah,
Oh,
awesome.
great.
I'll say
I thought
it's-
from the jump, man.
It's goated for
From
sure.
the jump, like it was like this girl was about to get like robbed, and then homie comes in just ready to like guns blazing. And his whole thing was, I just wanted to fight. I didn't do this for you. Like you get what I'm saying? Like when I was not what I was doing this for.
I just want to fight someone that
Yeah,
he doesn't care about her at all.
He's a beast, and I like that he already comes in as like someone who like knows what he's doing, and like the thing that you're trying to learn more about, and the thing you want to progress in is like his personal life, because they like hint at his past or the lack of like connection as human beings. Why are people treating me this way? Why are people like why are they accepting me? What
Based on how he looks, he's
Yeah.
like
I like-
expecting everybody to be like,
like
get away from
dismissive
me.
towards
The
him. Like,
changing of his ideology and character is so well done.
Absolutely.
It's sweet.
I just remember first episode, and I heard things going into it like, bro's got like a Naruto background, like everyone hates him, he suffered, and I watched it honestly because of that, because Naruto's one of my favorite shows I've ever watched, and we're seeing bro like everyone hates him just simply because he was born looking different. That's insane. He was hated, and he's like, and because of that, because he was looked at different, he was like, I need to become strong to defend myself. Became strong, and after still being like thought of as lesser because his hair looked different and his eye looked different and his parents were like, dye your hair and get contacts, whatever. He's like, I'm just gonna go to this, place where I can fight my way to the top. Goes there, and episode 1 is like the biggest plot twist ever. Like he's there, shows up to the city, and the people that he thought were gonna be thugs and he was gonna fight his way to the top in this city are considered to be heroes
They're the
of like the
protectors of
neighborhood.
town.
They're like, is it Furin is the gang, but Bo Furin is like,
Yeah.
they're the heroes that protect. And I'm just like, what a plot twist. What? Bro is like, I'm
He's
coming here to
completely
fight my way to
thrown
the
off.
top, but then the people that I was gonna fight against to get there are protecting people in this area, and they've accepted me within episode 1. Like they've seeming to accept him simply because he was wearing the clothes. That's a crazy take, and I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, the people in the public too, like wrapping up his leg, giving him
Yeah.
food and stuff.
Yep.
Like,
He's so
and-
thrown off.
yeah, seeing that interaction versus like his flashbacks where he sees like people like hating on him and stuff. It's so cool to see his character kind of like adapting and trying to like figure that out.
I love that he just did it to get in a fight, just to fight someone weak, and then he's so like everybody's so appreciative, and he's like, I just did it because I wanted to get a
that's
fight.
not why I
Like,
did it. That's not why I did it.
yeah, but he's like realizing, hey, I did something good. Like I'm gonna get appreciated. So like you can
You
see
know
that
that's-
already like shifting in his whole
Yeah.
personality and demeanor of it all.
That's such a defense mechanism. Like he just like his walls are up. He like he even when someone like thanks him, he's thinking because of his past, they're not actually thankful because they hate the way I look. It's like, I'm not actually here to protect you. Like I'm just doing it because I hate weak people. Like, no, you can tell he genuinely cares about people and wants to
Right.
help them, but because of his past, he can't say the things he
Nah, he's
wants
good
to say.
fight.
This is
That-
like it's like the opposite of like Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo
Oh, I was
Revengers
gonna
starts
say-
at like
Go ahead.
low, and it's real sad. It hits you
Yep.
hits you hard,
Mhm.
and then you go and you watch this, and it's got that like upbeat. So it's like more of like a upbeat Tokyo Revengers, and Tokyo Revengers is
It's peak,
Top
bro.
tier.
Don't get
Top
it
tier.
twisted. My biggest thing about Tokyo Revengers that I like about this show is the main man Takemichi, who is so irritating. He's the main character, but like without him, there's no show. He can't do nothing. He can't fight. He just seems like he's useless and just there. And obviously, because of his emotional support and like in contrast to like Mikey or whatever and their development, he's like necessary to help Mikey grow, I guess. But the fact that he can never defend himself and fight and makes it to the level that he is pisses me off more than like anything. So seeing our main man Sakura at the beginning being able to fight and go hard against other people that seem to be bigger, stronger, against a gang by himself until the people showed up later is like, that's necessary.
His only flaw is his name is Sakura.
It's been said. All right.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? I just want to know. That's weird.
Hey, real talk though, Sakura has hands in Naruto. She has hands. She's the most irritating character to me in that show, but she got hands. We can't get it twisted. She can fight. She can fight.
I finally caught up to you.
We don't gotta bring that up. No.
Yeah, there's levels to this. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I do, man. Gotta combat that a little bit. I like Tokyo Revengers. I like having that weak main character because that's what makes that like it sink in so much more. Seeing him like fail so many times over and over again and just can't figure it out, and he's like that crybaby character, like failing, not rising up. He's not Deku. He's not Naruto. He's not going up.
Literally about to say that's what pisses me off. It was I was literally Deku was an example. If Deku never got stronger, I don't know if
I feel like,
he has to keep he keeps fighting though in his own way, which is I think is like the really valiant part in that show, and the really like because that show it's not supposed to be like Shonen Jump. It's more of like a deep psychological
gang, bro. It's psychological time travel.
How hard do you try, you'll still fail type thing.
No, it's not. It's literally it's not that. My thing is Takemichi and Subaru. I mean, actually, kind of. Kind of. But it's like the way it happens is different every time. But Takemichi and Subaru kind of remind me of each other because Subaru from ReZero. Like, bro, he's honestly one of the worst main characters, but such great character development. You end up liking him. But him struggling, seeming like he can't get stronger, progress, never able to protect the people he wants to protect, kind of reminds me of Takemichi in a way, and it irritated me so much. But with Subaru, over time, long time, and it was irritating, finally found strength. And that was something that I appreciated about the show, and I'm so excited that it's coming back. Takemichi, on the other hand, rose ranks, getting no strength, not able to actually defend his people. My thing is they're a gang, they're a biker gang. They're supposed to it's a good show. Don't get into it. It's a good show. They're a biker gang that's supposed to be able to defend. Like if you're a leader, you're supposed to be able to defend your people. His people are defending him as a leader. And I get that he's a very important character, and without him, the gang would have went away.
Is he at least
like crazy not supposed to go? The thing he is. I mean, he's smart. He's not. I wouldn't say crazy smart.
Yeah, he's like
he's
average.
Emotionally intelligent. How about that? He is that. Go ahead. You got
the thing I like is that it's not like you go back in time and fix it perfectly the first time. Like he keeps failing like when he goes back. And so it's not this like like going back in time is going to solve all the problems, like he's actually sometimes there are more problems than
Absolutely.
So like that's what really draws me into that is you've got this like average character thrown into like an extreme circumstance. And I feel like he's responding not as like a hero. He's responding as like a normal person, which is insane. Cause like most anime, you get like your superhero guy or like your MCs like
for sure
goes ham. But I really like that. Like your average Joe, like, what do you do?
And you know what he could have done because he can travel to the past and to the future? Learn how to fight in the past so that you can at least fight in the future. I get everything you're saying and 100% makes sense.
Mikey's fight scenes though,
Mikey goes crazy.
You're
telling me he's one of your best friends and you're not going to ask him, hey, show me a move or two? That's all I'm asking for, bro. I'm not expecting you to be the greatest fighter in the world, but be able to do something. He can't defend himself at all against anyone that shows even a little bit of strength.
But he's leading like a
You said what?
In those turf wars, he's 0-2.
Oh my god, right, bro? He can't do this. It gets me so mad watching him because I'm like, I want to support you so bad, and I'm like, finally, this is gonna be his moment. It never happens. So Yeah, so Windbreaker, I appreciate it so much more because I know at the beginning this man is like that, and it's a story of a man that was already strong, gaining like humanity and learning to love people because he wasn't raised that way.
Titus, what you got?
I'm never watching that show.
You just totally turned him off.
I'm never watching that show.
It's a really good show.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's-
Okay.
it is.
Anyways,
It's amazing.
You know what? It's crazy. We're gonna have to pause real quick because we didn't check the sound. We might have messed with the audio yesterday when we were tickering for our show. So check that real quick.
Oh, I didn't turn anything down. I turned everything. I switched back.
Let's make sure everyone's audio is working.
Yeah.
Check.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
Yo, check 1 2. Check 1 2. Yo.
All right. So
Good.
I'll just go right back off.
Check.
the start thing. This is the 10-second thing. It's fine.
Should we just go straight into the next topic?
Go back into. Or yeah, sure. It's a remonster.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So yeah, another topic, another show that came out in this season that was supposed to be really good, supposed to be being the keyword. Remonster. Honestly, bro, I
Best
feel
one
like
out of all of them, to be
I
honest.
feel,
Yeah.
Kev has some words to say, so we'll leave him for last. But
Note the sarcasm.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Remonster episode 1, I feel like had so much potential. If you liked reincarnated as a slime, such a good concept, a slime, which in all isekai or fantasy anime is the weakest monster, becomes what Rimuru becomes. It's such a good story. So we're seeing it
Similar with like a goblin,
Yeah.
baby goblin, like
yeah.
basically a slime.
Exactly.
This is the bad version of reincarnated as a slime.
Right. So you're seeing
What
a
is
goblin and they're weak.
4 episodes in. It's not.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay, so they're weak. They're not expected to live long. They have to there are people, give them food up until a certain amount of time. Then they got to fend for themselves. And usually, most goblins don't make it very far because they're not able to do that for themselves.
Don't they say something about like they're only expected to live like a very short period of time?
Yeah, that's what
They
I'm
don't,
saying.
level up
Exactly.
yet.
Yeah,
Exactly.
what's
So
the old one in the village is like a month old.
Yeah.
right, the old guy's a month old. Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's like the
He's,
expectation.
90.
Yeah.
So our main character, who was in another world, someone that was super strong, killed off by someone somehow that we don't know, but has a crazy ability. We find out episode 1 to eat things and gain their powers. So obviously, when it comes to hunt, he gets stronger and stronger and brings his.
When he started eating just like inanimate objects, I was like, wait, that happened? That works?
Right,
I was
exactly.
like, wait, what?
Just
that works
eating
too?
things,
Like
exactly.
anything. I
Yeah.
thought just like
So right.
animals or-
So episode 1, we're seeing bro get stronger, and like him and his homies that he grew was born with start to get stronger. In episode 1, you see some progress, and you're like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. We're seeing the bro grow kind of like Jin. Ooh, we're seeing them grow stronger. It's
Oh.
dope. It's exciting.
That
It's even
comparison.
faster than reincarnated as a slime because that was like 4 episodes in. Bro's eating nothing until like
He
you
doesn't
see
even
him
understand
finally.
what he's doing.
Exactly. So we're seeing progress and it's dope. Episode, 2 and 3 and 4 come along, and we're just like, where did we go wrong here? Episode 2, I mean, they go from like a slightly stronger goblin or whatever that is called to a hobgoblin, and bro looks like he used to look back in the day before he was reincarnated into the squirrels with like green, literally looks the same way but green. And it's like, okay, cool, he finally looks like his old self. Maybe we'll find out more about his past in the future, in the present. And then for me, you guys might have liked episode 1 and 2. Episode 1 and 2 were solid to me.
I liked
They were
the
solid.
second episode with the carbuncle going
Yeah.
on the quest
It
and
was
stuff,
still-
like,
Yeah.
that had me intrigued. I was like, okay, maybe we'll get more of this kind of like adventure and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Build out the world a little bit more.
Yep.
Like it was going in a good direction. And then
Yep. That episode
Yeah.
at the end of episode 2, after the post credit scene, after episode 2, bro becomes a hobgoblin, or not a hobgoblin, an ogre. After end of episode 3, and Kev's gonna talk more about this, but end of episode 3 becomes an ogre, and episode 2 becomes an ogre. Episode 3 comes around, and
That's episode of the season.
it's just I didn't know what type of anime I was watching. Am I watching like a ecchi anime where people are hooking up all the time? I didn't
I
know.
thought this was on the hub.
Bro, honestly, bro, what are we watching? Bro pulls up to some forest, meets a dryad. Dryads are seductress people that are luring men to steal their mana, all that. Hooks up with her. Okay. Yeah,
like, they made it seem
that's
like he was
that's
like,
her
gonna
whole
die
job.
if he did it with it.
I did kind of like how they
Oh.
did that twist where it was like, oh, lure him in. And
Yeah.
he's like, I haven't shown this power.
Yeah.
I did. I
Yeah.
did
No,
chuckle a
it's
little bit at
it's
that.
There's
it's
some-
funny.
there's some
I
comical
laughed
moments,
at
that's
the
for sure.
whole thing. I thought that was so funny.
It
Oh, I'm
is.
laughing
I
at-
They
legit,
don't
no
get it
part of me was
twisted.
thinking like, oh, because Isaac had us all worried. Like, he's like, episode 3. I don't know what kind
It
of show this
definitely takes
is.
a twist.
I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's something.
If you-
And it was given like, I was like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna like kill the main character, or are they gonna like do? And
If
then it was
you've
like, I was
heard
like,
of shows
definitely
like
was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here? But I was like, this is hilarious. I mean, it's just like it almost seemed like some like dream that would be in an anime, and then if you like wake up like it didn't actually happen or something.
I thought that was gonna be. I thought that was
but
gonna
it
be
was
part of the
real.
story.
Which made it hilarious. I was like, why are all these what?
I thought there was gonna be some plot implication. No,
Oh, I don't want.
That's what I was
It's
saying,
nothing
bro.
happened.
No.
Like,
It was
nothing happened.
it was
Something
I think the
happened.
shows that go like that way. I thought it was just gonna go right back to
Yeah,
the whole
a lot
him
of
eating
something.
things and getting stronger and becoming like this warrior and like finding out more about his past. I still am intrigued to see who he was before, how he died, who killed him. Is that gonna have any part to play in his future? Like
So-
that stuff is still intriguing to me.
No,
I
yeah.
still do want to see if that happens. Like I'm not like I'm
No,
not
you
like
don't.
as like this show sucks as everyone else, but like
I'm kind of. I mean, I'm
That-
kind of in
I
your
still
boat.
want to see what happens. But it definitely was like a weird.
Okay,
like,
okay,
oh,
okay.
this
So
happened.
so what I'm saying is when there's shows like that go off the deep end, there is still story like in those shows, but like the main objective of those shows is to make the audience member as horny as possible. And that's like
But that's
and
one.
and
That's
that's
one episode.
right. One episode that ended with him sleeping with every single woman in that entire camp.
This is the
Where
kid-
I'm like,
this is
where
the
I'm
kid-
like,
and that
okay,
set up. That's,
Not the world.
I don't, and not the world is crazy. I'm like, okay, I am not
Just
trying to
the
watch
cave,
some
man.
harem anime where the bro is just constantly sleeping with a bunch of people and like, yeah, there's story. Oh wait, we forgot to add the fan service. Now we sleep with a bunch of random other people.
Bro,
I don't want to
Don't
watch that
Game
show.
of Thrones then.
It's not the same. It's
Don't
literally
watch
not
Game
even
of
the same.
Thrones.
It's not the same.
Every other episode.
I know what
this
you're
is
saying.
bad.
Because
This is
like
bad.
because the thing is the plot within that happening and the etchy stuff is not that good. It hasn't been that good so
What?
far. You're Remonster. We're curious about some things.
It's been 3
But
episodes.
We're not
right?
curious about anything, bro.
We are curious about some things, but we're like at the end of episode 458 or something
I
like
think I
that.
had the same exact interest after 2 episodes of Solo Leveling that I do of this.
That's crazy.
That's a little crazy.
I don't
I'm
think so.
out.
I think Solo Leveling didn't get great. Didn't get really good till like episode 3 for me.
As soon as I saw a player screen, or do you want to
That was
become
the
a
end of
player?
2.
Oh,
Yeah. As soon as I mean after
It
I
piqued
think
my
I
interest,
think
like,
the
thing,
whole
this is for-
the
as
whole
soon as-
dungeon
I've
the
watched
whole
it, yeah.
dungeon was way better than I
people
think the
getting
first 2 episodes of
swatted in the
Remastered.
first
I didn't.
episode.
The whole
was
dungeon?
brutal.
The double dungeon thing.
I think Remaster is going
Oh.
the opposite direction, whereas Solo Leveling.
It's like Ninja Combo.
Solo Leveling's doing like showing a power scaling perfectly, like especially giving a character that much power and handling the story development alongside that power. Solo Leveling is the perfect example of how to launch a character into the stratosphere right away. Remonster is
Yeah, let's hear it.
the
Kev.
most
Give
broken.
it.
Dude, half the things, like half the powers, are going by too fast. I can't even like read what they are.
That's
I'm like, what is
true.
what is happening?
He
This
is
guy's
that-
like,
this, and this, and it only explains like one.
And he doesn't use any of them.
Bro got the power
He did.
open thy legs and
Wait,
used
I was
it in
gonna say,
episode 3,
it
bro.
It showed his
Like,
golden
I'm
strands
so
to close the
sick.
door.
I think he was so tired
I'm
about
so
it. I was like, oh my
sick of
god,
the
that's crazy. What? One episode, this happens. Like right so
It showed his
show.
golden
And
threads.
It's-
now this.
Dude.
Yo, chill.
there's no world building. So all of a sudden he eats these elves and they're at war with humans and we have no clue what's going on
Was there
there.
world building in Solo Leveling by episode 3?
There was world building episode
Yeah,
1 and when
It's
they
the first
explained
episode.
everything.
Is.
And then episode 2
I feel
they
like the recap.
expounded
They
That's
gave
why-
me- I think the beginning.
That's
of
why I didn't like the first
the
episode.
beginning of Solo Leveling when it showed like those hunters, or whatever they're called. I feel like that showed just as much as about the remount. The guy who's the main character backstory for like 30 seconds at the beginning of the episode. It was the same level of
What?
same amount of time.
No,
Yeah.
no shot. The first
Yeah.
30 seconds of
That's getting
Remastered
clipped.
Where bro,
Clip
no,
it.
that's
Clip
crazy.
it.
Well, bro
Clip
is
it.
literally. Oh, I'm being stabbed right now.
Didn't it actually show him?
And he's like, it's
Didn't
not.
it actually show
yeah,
him?
it showed it. It's not even worth explaining the story. Let's get into my reincarnate. Like, that was all that was. Solo Leveling. We're seeing all these S rank. We're seeing we're seeing these S rank heroes or whatever. We don't know all of them, but we see S rank, A rank, B, whatever they are, fighting against these ants that are supposedly, oh, we're gonna beat this, dying and suffering. like just
Oh, so the
struggling.
people that weren't good. No, they weren't good, and then the S rankers came in and like fought them up.
Right.
That was
So
that one.
we saw like A and B and S. We saw.
What are you looking like that? Was it like
Right.
was it a 10-minute encounter?
It was like 3 minutes, like 2 to 3 minutes at the beginning of the episode, and we're seeing them struggle and fight against it. S rank show up, but S rank show up and are still struggling. That was the big thing. So that told you, okay, S ranks are strong. You find out later S ranks are like the highest thing. And then when you look back at episode 1, okay, they were struggling.
Were the
against
S ranks struggling?
I mean, no, we saw them fighting.
That was them on
against
the
it,
island
That was
that they
them on
got
the
kicked
island.
off of.
and they were like, "Oh my goodness, like there's
That's why
more."
he's got to go back.
They would beat
Yeah.
one, then there was a whole bunch more coming. Like, oh my goodness, okay, here we go. And then like they flash forward to the future, which is like 3 years later or something like that. So just that alone is way better. Than the first. You're a hater. You're a hater.
You already know I don't like the first 2 episodes of Solo Leveling, so I don't know why we're
comparing
shocked.
it to Remonster. I feel like
That's what gets me. You don't have to like the first 2 episodes, but to
Peak
compare it to
anime,
Remonster,
absolute bottom. This anime is
I like
tanking.
Remonster's first 2 episodes better than Solo Leveling.
Remonster is tanking the spring season for me.
it's like a giant anchor. Just
You know, that would mean a lot if you liked Attack on Titan for me. But it doesn't.
The
Yeah.
the funniest thing about this is
I
that
always just go back to Attack on Titan.
Kev's
Attack on Titan and Remonster are way closer than Attack on Titan and Solo Leveling. Remonster and Solo Leveling.
That's crazy.
No, Kev is the one that recommended Remonster to us. We would have never watched it
God.
without Kev.
Wait,
That's the
he's
thing.
admitting
Hey,
to
I got big time.
He's admitting it. I respect that. He's like, nah, dude.
I will own up on that
I'm
one.
out. 4 episodes in, I'm out.
Crazy. Yeah.
Overall,
So I mean, I don't know what Titus thinks overall about it, but like me,
I was not that true. Like I wasn't like, ooh, I'm never gonna watch. I'm not interested in the show anymore.
Yeah.
Definitely still. I haven't watched 4.
I feel like
There's
I'm in
no
the,
part
I
of
feel
me.
like I'm in the
There's such an y'all are like so extreme the other direction after 4 episodes. Or I've only watched 3, not you.
No, I was.
But
gonna
like
say,
I'm just like
intrigued,
Kevin.
but
I think that one thing and then one episode. Oh, it's this show.
no. I'm
You
just
don't
saying.
know.
I was
we don't
nervous.
know. We don't know the direction it's fully gonna
No.
go. We
I
see
didn't
it.
say it is
We
that.
do
Coming
know.
off like he's writing off already after one episode.
That's not even what
I
I'm
didn't say.
saying.
Did I say you said it? I said it's coming off that way to me. And with you,
And you're not letting me
like,
say anything.
but
about
I'm the
it.
one that's
No.
talking about my thing. With you, I don't even know why you hate it. Like I don't even know. I think
Really bad pacing, no story. Like, dude is just power leveling out of nowhere for nothing. Like,
didn't they
What
already
is he
explain
doing?
what- it's not power.
What
It's
is-
like literally says you eat this thing
There's-
and then you could get the ability. That's power.
Four-
That's
four
a broken
episodes.
power, but like I
Oh,
feel like
I think explain yourself.
one episode into solo leveling, you see that island, you know that there's going to be like a plot. This guy just got reincarnated, and we have what is his goal? What is like?
we
I'm
really
gonna-
don't know. All
He's
we
got
know-
some like
I will say
leadership
there's
skills, so I'm
4
assuming he's
yeah,
building
there's
an
been 4
army
episodes
or
and
building a
literally
civilization.
No.
But this
No.
I will
What's
stop episode 4.
happening?
Solo Leveling was goaded by episode 4.
this
All
is a
I'm
bad
gonna say-
combination
I mean, it's
of
better.
Remonster
4
and solo leveling. Or
So,
Remonster
yeah,
is
I don't
Remonster
mind.
is a bad combination of reincarnated as a slime and solo leveling.
I'll tell you what. I feel like the only thing we really
Yeah.
know, like about this person
agree
and
with
his
that.
goals, is that in the past he cared about really no one other than himself, and he's like, being this goblin and this family of people, I am coming to realize that I actually care about these people, and I want to see all of us succeed. That is the only thing
That's
we
character
really
development.
Sure, no, it is. It is
Terribly done.
but
How?
that's it, man. Like I just feel like it's not good enough.
I think
This dude doesn't seem like
these
he's-
are valid arguments. If it was like
This guy's
12,
not-
12
there's-
episodes in,
Obviously, he's not changing because like
I'm not.
he doesn't
excited for
listen
the
to any of
future.
his like prisoners either. Like, dude is just like decapitating, eating like whoever is like the elves. Like he kept the women elves in the 4th episode and kept them alive and like set up the matches. So that's when the anime lost me. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
I
Here
will
we go.
That's what I
continue
find
to
out.
watch a couple more episodes, but if it doesn't show me
The
a
grandpa.
direction,
Literally.
I feel like I'll give it. I feel like I'll give it a season before I like write it off.
Nah.
I did
We'll
that with
see.
Fire Force, even though I didn't like it that much. Even though
Fire
I do want
Force
to finish
is-
it.
Dude, that's a
Eek,
crazy
I do want to
take.
finish it. I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying or worse. I'm just saying I didn't like it that much. And I watched the first season and I got the second season and I got better. And I like it's not like it's a bad show, but I just wasn't that excited. But I feel like I would at least give it a season before I go like, oh, I'm writing the show off.
Oh, Fire
Any
Force
anime.
is sweet.
I'm not trying to
Yeah,
say anything about Fire Force. I'm just saying like I watched the first
Yeah,
season.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't
I
love it
got
right
you,
out the
I
gate,
got
but
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it got better. Yeah,
So
that's fair.
Remonster, it's like not the worst thing. I'm not super excited about it.
4 episodes in, yeah.
4
I would
episodes
say
in,
I'm
it's like I'd give it a solid 6, 7 out of not even like 6.5 out of 10 at most. Maybe it gets better. Maybe it like whatever. But that's the most I could give it.
I would, I
yeah.
think it's like
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that it like picks up, but after 4 episodes, I would say I'm not like, oh my god, when does it come out next week? Like
Yeah.
what day does it come out? I need to watch it like right when it drops.
You already forgot what day it comes out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what day it comes out.
I already want to.
If that says anything, I don't really know.
I want to get episodes behind on this show. Is what I'm talking about.
Like One Piece, huh?
Oh, wow.
I'm
trying.
No.
All right.
I mean, funny. I probably still give it the same rating as Isaac, but only because I don't like. There's not much
There's not a lot
there.
of it.
I don't know. I can't give it like a full like. It's not an amazing show because I haven't seen enough. It's just interesting. I'm interested. I'm interested. So I do want to like see what happens. So
feel like
I
based
still
on the
give it a
first-
6.
Yeah.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Based on the first 4 episodes, I'm not super excited about the future. It's like it was like for what it is, it's a 6.5. But
My problem is
Six,
just the
6.5.
trajectory of
But,
it.
like,
I
with,
feel
like,
it was
shows like
better if they
Solo,
kinda went this way.
shows like Soul, even just with the first 2 episodes and the concept of players and like the system with where there's S rank, E rank, A, whatever, and you can't progress, but then there's a player that you never heard of. That alone, first 2 episodes, is enough to get me excited for the future. This has not given me really anything other than the fact that he cares more about the Goblin family than he did in his past to have me look forward to the future. So that's
But I feel like we can't really apply the solo leveling player thing really until episode 3 because it says you want to be a player at the very end of episode 2 and then it was over. You want to be a player.
Oh, yeah, but that adds a bunch of
and then the
questions. What
second,
is a
and then
player?
in the 3rd episode you learn there's an awakening.
I think
You can
even-
there's this.
I think
there's
even
that.
like
wasn't
I
it the
think
second
even,
they
like, the
mentioned
first-
Awakening?
No, it was
I think
third.
even the first episode
I
was
watched
like
it
the
twice,
double
and I'm pretty
dungeon.
sure it was
It's
the
like-
second.
Why would they have even brought it up in the second? It was the 3rd.
Well, I thought they had mentioned that like in the first episode, like you can never progress, and then the second they said the rare second awakening, and then the 3rd episode they were like, did he awaken?
I thought it was
When
the
they
3rd
were
when they
testing
said
him,
brought up
yeah.
the awakening.
That's
In
what
the
I thought
hospital.
happened.
I thought it was when they brought up the awakening to begin with, but maybe I'm off. I could be wrong on that. Anyways, I was not intrigued by the first 2
Yeah.
episodes.
Anyway, so Remonster.
Yeah, not
we all agree it wasn't the greatest
It
show,
was not,
but some
yeah.
of us more than the others are. Like,
1 out of 10.
yeah.
No,
Wow.
1
All
out of
right, move on to the
10.
next
Yeah,
one.
let's go.
Let's move on to the
Okay,
next one.
next one, God's Games We Play, which for me, like Austin and I have talked about this. There was a show that came out and I never finished it. I liked it at the beginning called No Game, No Life. And I like the concept of games and like having to
Yes.
outwit people. Like I just like playing games in real life. But we're talking about a game thing where you're playing against gods. And if you can beat the gods, which you learn in episode 1, you can like or episode 1 or 2, you can get a wish from the gods.
Yeah,
And
I think episode
essentially-
2
Yeah.
I think they tell you what the actual like goal, like what you get from them.
Yeah.
Like that you know that they're just playing games against gods, but you don't know what you win until I think episode 2.
Yeah.
You get
So
gifts
so
and
it's like
abilities.
you're literally like you're a human is playing against a god. And like when you think about God, you're thinking like almighty, crazy being. And these humans are playing a game, which is really like a game of wits, smarts, and like how can I out strategize the person in front of me?
Mhm.
And it's like you're seeing the main character and essentially like a fallen goddess, someone that was a god that's not a god, fight against the gods. And it's such
Still
an
like
interesting
Logan. Yeah.
concept in a show.
And she picks the other main character, I think, right? Don't they say that she like handpicked him?
Essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She
episode
brought him
1,
into
yeah.
the wherever she was staying because she wanted to see him, meet him.
Because
and
he was like this
she, like,
upcoming
basically-
rookie.
She basically tested him.
Yeah.
Made sure he was honest. She's like, oh no, I know I like you. I want to work with
yeah,
you.
with the card game. That
Yeah.
was sick.
That
But
was-
she also, and this is what I'm saying, like this is like good storytelling, makes you want to look forward to the future. The person that introduced him to games looks just like her.
just like
And we
her.
don't know why that is because her claim is that she's a fallen god that got
3,000
stuck
years.
in ice playing a game for 3,000 years, and now she's like once was a god,
I
but
mean, they
she's
do
not a
find
god
her in the
anymore.
ice.
She's
But,
Right,
like,
right.
like,
Was she
how
trapped there
she-
for that long? We don't
yeah,
know.
She's
Is
still,
Is
like,
she the
a
same
god.
girl? Is she a relative of that girl? We don't know. There's so many questions that you want to have answered
Right.
that I'm like very curious for the future of this show. I'm excited to see what happens.
I liked
That's
that
good setup.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
very
that for
cool.
me.
I liked it a lot.
I like the setup. I like there's like a good underlying story with like all of that stuff, but like even just like the like games, like the individual games, like the episodes, you know,
Yeah.
like are intriguing to me, like how they beat like the hide and seek game. Like
There's
how they
always
have to
more to it than you thought.
Yeah, that there's always like the hidden rules that like they have to try to figure out on the fly. Like this it's hide and seek, but then there's like the whole like Othello, like where they have to like flip each other.
And the clear bond is going to be developed between those two main characters from where they're starting to where they're going to go. It's going to be interesting to see how the dynamic of her being a god. Like even though she's not a god or fallen god, she still is very strong.
I mean, as of right now, she's like a fallen god.
Well, they say she's like a fallen god.
She's clearly stronger than like any.
She's not, but she's still got god abilities. She was like saying, I'm nowhere near my power or whatever. Yeah, but he was like, what?
If you watch the newest episode, she's clearly like.
Even in the episode I've seen,
yeah,
she's
even just the first 3.
I'm like, she's way. So she's
not.
Clearly
she's not human.
Yeah, she's got something going on. But what do we got over here, Kev? What do you?
I'm a fan. This is what Remonster should have been.
Continue. Just a quick little extra jab.
I'm not talking about Remonster no more, but he said.
I like the comical elements to this show, to be honest. Like the
you like the comical elements in Remonster?
What?
Jeez.
The ones that don't land.
Oh my goodness!
Bro, I don't know. You always crack it up, man. Continue.
But I like when he makes the calls to the other teams to see if he can join the other teams, and all the teams are like, "Yeah, you can join, you can join." Yep. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm adding a +1. Is that cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine. Who is it?" And then he shows her, and they're like, "Boop!" They hang out.
They're hanging out.
It's great. I was terrified of her. I'm like, no.
I do like how they're like growing the team though with like the teleporter girl and stuff like that.
That's cool.
It's gonna force her to join. She was crazy, not trying to.
Well, I mean, you figure out why because she essentially made her team lose. So
and that's real. That's real. Like I feel like that was such a real like character. Like any human would feel that way. Like we're talking about a situation where 3 strikes and you're out, and there's a leader who you're working for, and you're the reason that leader is no longer part of this game. So you can no longer compete against them. That's such a real thing. Okay, I'm gonna quit and I'm over it.
Right.
And then these people convincing him, it was
I liked the world building too. Like the humans are almost like trapped in their civilization from the outside world. Like the outside world is like terrifying, and like a normal human can't survive in that in those elements. And then you've got these games, and I'm hoping that somebody uses their wish to like make the Earth. They can go different places.
I honestly, I'll tell you what. I hate the main character's wish. I hate it so much because he's like, I just want to meet or see the girl that taught me how to play games.
I feel like
he's gonna
change,
and it's like this. If this isn't the girl,
it's gonna be something huge.
If the goddess person isn't the girl, then like, okay, it's like, who is it? Is it a relative or whatever? I don't know, but. Unless him finding out who it is leads into something that's crazier and the story continues.
Probably will.
I mean,
games have been like freaking Olympus, or I don't know what kind of lore or theology or not theology, like what is it called? Mythology. Yeah, there is in this. Like
it does give up like Greek mythology.
Yeah, if it's like something like where they go up there to like battle the gods or something. I don't know, like something crazy. Like she is one, and she's like. Whatever. I don't know. There's so much that could be happening with that. It's definitely. That was one of the ones out of the 5 that we watched. I was like, oh, I definitely want to keep watching this one.
Well, it seems like
I have a theory.
What I really like is the fact that like the crowds are watching, and like
it's like a giant spectacle.
At some point, when the crowd finds out that like they're rooting for these people, probably to think that maybe like they're gonna wish and save humanity and the world, but they're gonna find out that this guy's wish is just to see somebody,
like figure out,
and that public backlash, I think, would add a crazy element to that story.
So
that's my
okay.
Where I think it's gonna go.
What's wrong with the world that would like they would wish that you do something in there
outside of like the area? It's like uninhabitable.
Yeah, there's like giant monsters and things that will kill humans like instantly. Yeah.
Oh, there's all these back to back. So that's why
I have a theory that the girl, the redheaded main character girl, was banished from the realm of the gods into the ice, and her memories were altered to make her think that she was stuck in a game. I think that the gods were never supposed to teach men the reason to play games, the excitement about games, and teach them how to play games. And her teaching the main character and like getting to know this human, understanding them, wanting them to succeed and win against the gods is why she was punished to this 3,000 year or however long she actually was under ice to that punishment. And that's why we find her later and there's a connection. That's why she was looking for him and didn't understand why she was looking for him. I feel like that is the connection between the two. Could be wrong. That was my initial thoughts coming into this. I'm like, that I feel like could 100% be it. And that, and even just me coming up with theories and like thinking about this makes me more excited about this show than like other ones we've talked about.
It literally could
the other one we talked about.
It's just his mom, and maybe he's like part god himself, and that's why he's so like.
Maybe that could be that too. Yeah,
like he's like got some sort of.
Yeah,
he's like that's why he's so good at the games and everything, and that's gonna come to.
I have one critique.
Yeah, he's a demigod.
I've got one critique, and that's it. Is there's a small vibe to this show that gives me Yu-Gi-Oh flashbacks.
I never watched it.
Well,
yeah, so I can't.
Well, it does.
I can't speak on it. Otherwise, I'd be like,
it's been a while.
I mean, I guess, but like.
But the like being really good at games kind of thing, like
wasn't he like
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Wasn't he possessed?
Yu-Gi-Oh's great,
but wasn't the main character possessed by some like
Egyptian god? Yeah.
Was that the main character though? Right?
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah. I mean,
what's the Egyptian spirits?
Yugi and Yu-Gi-Oh,
isn't it? Dude,
no, it's not. It's Yugi and I don't remember what his name is. No, I know what you're saying.
No.
It happened.
We're about to get blasted.
I never watched it, so I can't.
So that's a critique you have that it's similar to Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's got that like very similar like No Game No Life. The characters are like elite. This still has like that like cheesy element that I feel like.
Dude,
characters are all about incest and all that stuff. So
nah, dude, he's an elite
No Game No
player.
Life.
They got like cards flying all over the place, and he's like, "Yeah, it's that one." Like
he's
he's elite.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like that. He's got to be.
And he even said, "I'm not the best. Why'd you pick me? I'm not the. I'm not the best."
He's definitely set up to be like that.
Oh, of course, but he's like,
for sure.
He figures
No
out.
Game No Life though. I get what you're saying because they were like shut out of like society, and it was just them two, and their whole thing was beating games for years and years and years and years. That was them, and they were chosen by a god of games to enter into a world where they thought that they could compete and succeed against other people. Like, yeah, I get that. So like they are. Like, as of what we know right now, they're on a different level. But I feel like based on what we know, he is going to get there or he's like that already. We don't know enough about him to really make the comparison because No Game No Life
newest
is
episode,
like...
He's there. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, very good show. Very excited for the future.
The newest episode.
I haven't seen it, but I agree.
Episode, is it 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
okay.
He's
all right.
Right. So also there was and this was I heard supposed to be like the greatest show of this season, and I don't know. You think what you want, but
hold on. Yeah, I got all right. Continue. I got for you hating on this show after your whole argument with Remaster is crazy.
Okay, so
hey, episode one, Remaster was better than me. Continue. Go ahead. Just say the show.
So the show is Kaiju number 8, and I'm just gonna say I had super high expectations because this is supposed to be the show of the season. Solo Leveling was the show of last season.
It's got its own timer on Crunchyroll.
Right, exactly, 100%. And they were releasing, releasing the trailer like it was episode 1, like Kaiju number 8, like the week before, maybe a day before was. Titus might be the greatest hater of all time. Honestly, I don't know. He might be it. But
he's over here. He's over here protecting Remaster and like.
Can we get into the episode?
Okay. We'll save Titus, okay, because he's got some very strong opinions.
I don't know. That's strong.
Yeah. So Kaiju number 8. I'm just gonna say first 2 episodes. First episode was like, okay, it's good.
Wait, let me talk about the first episode because that's all I've seen.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Ted. You go ahead. Give us your thoughts.
Because I don't know as much as y'all. I'm not as knowledgeable, as intelligent.
Give us your thoughts.
In the area of Kaiju.
Please compare this to Monster 4.
Give us some in-depth compare and contrast for us, please.
All you think. Episode one. I was Team Remus.
Gee.
But I will say, I I don't know what's gonna happen with this guy. That's not 100% true, because as much as I want to know about what's the name, Remaster main character's like backstory and who he was and all that stuff, I am intrigued to find that out. I was interested to see if the main character on here, who is now newly inspired by this new guy who's so adamant that he's going to be the, I don't know what they're called, but he wants to be like the defender or something. The defense force or whatever. He obviously wanted to be there before. He apparently attempted in the past and failed. I wonder if he's connected to the girl who's the leader, because at the end of episode 1, she said something like, "You lied to me," and I'm like, "Is that who he's talking about? The main guy?"
They talk in the first episode.
If they're connected.
Yeah, they got to be.
They talk in the first episode.
They show them as kids.
Was that them together?
Yeah.
I thought they were implying. I asked you that. I was like, "Are they actually not the same people?"
I don't know if I did. You did. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Okay, so that is
this misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember anime names. I don't remember the names. So they are saying each other's names. I don't ever remember.
Yeah,
until
yeah,
episode like 12. I'm not gonna remember anybody's name. So,
That's
anyways. So that is them. Okay, so then I wanted to know how that happened, how she became like such a beast, and how
we all do, man.
That's the cool.
And I was like, okay, it's interesting, but like I was like, okay, she's being a beast. They killed this monster, and then I'm like, I don't care about the cleanup crew. It's like I don't care about the cleanup crew, man. What's going on here?
Okay, but okay, we don't care about cleanup crew, but then that moment in episode 1 where they're cleaning up or whatever, and that monster shows up. Bro showed that he should have been in the defense force. I think.
Do you think that?
I think that alone.
Was he running away?
He was running away, but like
he's leading
his
away from
the instinct, the reaction time.
No, I agree. That was cool. I'm not hating on that.
This is a normal human versus a kaiju. This isn't Goku or Naruto.
Didn't earlier they just destroy one super easy? I know it's multiple people, but like they killed.
But they had like special guns that were like
blowing
holes in it.
I don't understand. I don't understand this whole world.
This man.
I'm just saying.
It's our world.
It's talk. It is implied that he wasn't good enough.
It was you standing against a kaiju with like a metal pole.
It is implied that he's not good enough.
He had a lead pipe,
bro. It's implied he's not good enough, so I'm like, okay,
he's
maybe
playing
she
Clue.
would have done something good.
Bro had.
Anyways, let me say what I thought.
All
right.
Go ahead.
So he was running away like a little scared boy. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. He saved the guy that was on his team who was new to the defense or the cleanup crew, and then they ran off and like he got away, and that was definitely impressive. But I was just like, okay, he wants to be this thing. He's not. He's given up on the fact that he wants to be that. What I was like, okay, I'm intrigued that they're connected now that I know for sure that him and the girl are connected. Okay, what happened? But I was just like, I was never like so drawn to the show. I wasn't like I want to see this so much until the end when that thing just showed up and they were both in the hospital or wherever they were in that thing. At first, I was like, oh, is he gonna get some sort of power? What's gonna happen here? This might be really cool. And then she said what she said, like you lied to me or something, and like all that stuff. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be really interesting. And then, but he turned into that thing, and I was like, oh, okay, he's just gonna be some weird looking, creepy looking monster.
Who said you lied to me again? The girl.
What?
The girl. Okay. Yeah.
I think that was cool.
So okay,
his kaiju looks sweet.
Yeah, see, then that's what y'all know how I feel about monsters.
Yeah,
like,
that
you're the main character. You're a monster like that. It's
like if you watch episode 2,
I don't know. I watched episode 2, so I was intrigued to watch the next episode, but I wasn't like. Y'all all looked at me before when I said I'm gonna say I don't know how I felt about it. Y'all like, what?
I'll say even just based on episode 1, like bro's like gave up. You know, he's like, this is just my job. I'm gonna clean up after the defense force. Yeah. Whatever it is what it is. New guy comes in with passion and fire, like Rock Lee.
I'm only gonna be here for a little while.
Right, like this is just, this is a stepping stone to like my true goal, and reminds him of himself when he was young. The moment a kaiju shows up, you don't know what's gonna happen. Literally, this kaiju's like, it's like right underneath the dude about to chop him in half. The instincts, the killer instinct, like Kobe, the reaction time to just come in, the reaction time to come in, push him out the way, not once, but twice and save his life. Like he's a part of the defense force, meanwhile having no weapons, just his own mental and physical capacity to do so is like insane. And then the mental fortitude to know, okay, I have to run away, escape into a space that this kaiju wouldn't be able to fit into to get away. That's very smart, high IQ. He has nothing but a metal pole to defend himself. That's crazy to me. Man. Right? That's exciting. Ooh. Whatever. Okay.
He's gonna amp the shit you talk.
That's exciting. Okay, but and I'll let you talk. I'll tell you what. End of episode 1, they're in the hospital. They're talking. They're thankful for each other. The kaiju thing shows up and says, "Found you." It's like, okay, What do you mean you found me? What? Why are you looking for this dude? What's special about him? Why did you go into him like you're a parasite from the show Parasite? Like, what is this show?
This guy.
What's gonna happen? I'm just episode 1. I'm excited for the future because what the heck is that? What's going on? Kev, go ahead.
He gets it. He gets it.
You're steaming. I can feel something coming from you.
I mean, it's probably because he hasn't seen episode 2, but episode 2, the power up, the fight, the electrical charge of energy.
I know there
like,
was
the
an
animation. This is probably my favorite anime of the season for sure. And I know I'm just going off like the most hype anime, but this and Windbreakers, I think, are probably my 2 like competing. Sure. But
you're such a hater. I'm not hating. You're such a hater. Such a hater. Oh, keep going, go.
Says the guy that likes Remonster.
Says the guy who hates Attack on Titan. Bro, yours is worse than mine.
You like Attack on Titan and Remonster.
Yours is worse than mine.
Yeah, I know it is.
I was like, come on. Anyways, continue.
Hey, but I give Attack on Titan its props though.
Yo, when I give Kaiju number 8, it's hype props.
What do you mean?
I haven't seen it,
He said, he said people like it, so I let them like it. That's what he said. He said people like the show, so for sure, I let them like it. Like, you don't even give them their props.
No, he's over here. It's only 4 episodes in, guys. We gotta like Remonster. 1 episode in, man, it's not it for me.
No, I am.
Call out.
No, I said I was intrigued to watch what happens next. I said I was intrigued to see what happens next. We're going based off first episode here. That's all I'm saying.
We were going off 4 episodes of Remonster.
I haven't watched 4 episodes of Remonster. I've watched 3.
Oh man, going off 3 episodes of Remonster.
Yeah, that's how I'm intrigued to see what's happening.
Oh man,
that's it. It's literally the exact same thing for both shows. That's a crazy thing. Intrigued to see more. That's it. I never said it. Y'all were hating so hard on it that I was like, whoa, I don't think it's that bad. That's my thing.
I think the trajectories are just completely opposite. I think Remonster's doing this, whereas Kaiju's doing this.
I think Kaiju, even just from episode 1, just has more story. Like you're excited to see the dynamic between the main character and the girl that he was raised with or whatever. You want to see that develop and understand what happened, because why did she end up in one place and why did he end up here? You want to see the development between the new guy that's in the sanitation unit or whatever, the cleanup crew. You want to see his progression. Will he be able to make it?
The fact that he
to
just
the defense
so
force
easily accepts
and the main
him is
character
pretty cool too. Like,
yeah,
and he just like knows who he is as a person and realizes like even though you're a kaiju, like you're still you. And like I can see that.
That's
like,
episode 2. Like 100%. Oh, yeah, and then like even just early on, episode 1, like the cleanup crew, they're like understanding of this guy. Like he's tried so hard and he like wants to make it, he just always failed. Whatever, all that stuff. It's like that is a more exciting story because I know there's more exciting stuff to expect than like Remonster. And like no, I mean, and honestly, even more than like maybe not more than Windbreaker, but at least close. I mean, just excited. I feel like for Kaiju than I am like Windbreaker. Like both of them are good enough set up stuff to where like you want to see more in the future. Remonster, I feel like doesn't care as much about their future, and they're kind of just throwing new stuff out every episode. And that's like
there's an actual storyline to me, like already after only like 2 episodes. I feel like I already can see like a plot, like a story,
100%.
Like, going this way. It's like Remonster. It's like it's episode by episode where there's like not a continuing storyline. It's just like you watch this episode, then the next episode comes out. Like there's nothing to like.
Well, I feel like he was just trying to figure out what he was and how to adapt to being like this, and like okay, this happens, and then this survival. I don't think it's like so. It's not it's not like the world is completely different. The type of story is completely different. He's seen one that died and got recreated into a completely different species, and now he's trying to navigate how to survive through that. Most people don't survive through that. He's learning how to kill. He's eating these things. Like there's stuff happening. It's just completely different. It's a completely different story. I wouldn't say there's no like development whatsoever, but I think there's more stuff because it's more. This one's more. Like one track.
There's motivations behind it, and I feel like that's the biggest thing behind it. Like you want to understand and be excited for the motivations behind a main character. And I feel like with Remonster specifically, we're not super excited about why he wants to do what he does as you are for other people. I don't think and why he like.
I don't think there's anything that he wants to do necessarily other than like.
I feel like that's the problem.
Well, just that I don't think there's a problem because he doesn't even know what he is. He's like navigating that whole thing. It's like, well, what am I? What is going on?
Well, it's not even a development
if I do this,
of like
what happens. If I do this, what happens? I'm not gonna say it's a better.
It sounds better silly, but it's like kaiju like humanizes them more. Like I know Godbro or whatever, like ogre, but like you like can't even like relate. Like it's just there's nothing. He's not.
Yeah,
there's no relatable qualities.
His morality system is so messed up.
Yeah,
from protecting the prisoners, and then all of a sudden, like the girls that were captive, and then he just kills and eats the elves and like anybody else that he fights. And it's like, are you trying to make friends? Are you like a good guy? Are you a bad guy? Like I can't figure out where you land. Yeah. And so at no point do you figure out his like. He's like completely like ambiguous in that sense where like you have no idea what's going on with him.
I feel like he really only cares about his goblin tribe. And he has learned to care about
you said he didn't care about
I mean he goes out by himself too. Like I feel like he's sort of still using the goblin tribe as
I kind of agree. I think
as a power outlet. Like
I don't think
I think based on what he said he cares about them, but maybe there's like a deeper like he still is who he was from his past life, and he's like using them to get an edge.
I think it's a little bit of both.
It could be. We don't know.
No clue. But Kaiju number 8, anyways.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what happens next.
I think the second episode
that was believable. That was believable.
I am.
I was kind of concerned after the first episode that he wasn't going to be able to go back and forth, and I was like,
okay. So now I know that it doesn't make me want to watch it more. No,
okay.
Because I wouldn't. I don't rock with that.
Yeah, so and his power when he's a kaiju, like
even Denji and Chainsaw Man, I don't like that. I don't like certain things that look. I just don't like that aesthetic. I don't like the way it looks. I think it's dumb. I like Chainsaw Man. It got way better to me towards the end of it. Like I'm just like,
yeah,
preference. But
so the final show on the list of 5 that we had, which for me, I am the most excited for. I don't know what you guys feel, how you guys feel, but. Go-Go Ranger Reject, I've heard about for literal years now. I heard about it before I ever heard about Solo Leveling. And I was like, the only thing I ever heard before it even came out was there's a show about evil Power Rangers. And I'm like, oh, shoot, evil Power Rangers. What are you talking about? And it's an anime? I want to see that. So I found out it came out like 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of fire. I didn't know what to expect at all. I did not think this was going to be from the perspective of one of the monsters from the show, because it's like there's the Power Rangers.
Cool plot.
There's a Power Rangers, right?
It's pretty sweet.
We have our main character.
I didn't like monsters though.
Okay,
so why does it say on Hulu Go-Go? I was trying like Go-Go Loser Ranger.
That's Go-Go Loser Ranger. That might be what it is. It might. I think like initially it was Go-Go Ranger Reject, and then they Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah. So
Continue.
So. The beginning of the episode, you see some random guy, and people are trying to recruit him to become one of the ranger or like part of the force, the ranger force, and yada yada yada. Then you see these monsters that are like from the beginning. You find out that their masters lost this battle against the Power Rangers, and now they're trapped in this fake battle between the Power Rangers or the Ranger Force or the whatever they call them.
Yeah,
and Power Rangers. That's exactly what they look like.
Something I don't remember exactly what the name was, but it's them versus the monsters, and they play out this battle every Sunday, which is crazy that people actually believe that every Sunday these monsters just decide to attack.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's crazy about it at first. I was like, I don't know if I like this.
People still think WWE is real, so
true, real
kids.
No, there's a whole.
They're grown.
They're grown adults. They're not adults. I think it's real.
Oh, yeah.
There are.
They're going to be roasting us in this comment section right now. What are you talking about?
So
John Cena is a real wrestler.
So we see like a battle play out with like this tiger car combination looking thing and their minions fighting against the Rangers, and the Rangers end up winning. What yada yada yada.
And you think that they're struggling for a little bit?
Yeah, you think they're struggling. The Rangers are like genuine, like, oh, let's use our divine whatever against them and beat them. Let's come together like the Power Rangers always do. defeat them. And then you find out like there's a flashback to the past, and then before the event, talking about, okay, what are we gonna do to like, please the humans this time? What monster can we create to like look like we withstand them? Oh, we can't do that. We can't. So you're seeing like the evil people or the monsters come together, trying to come up with a script, which is like a crazy concept because you're going against Power Rangers who are supposed to be heroes that fight against evil, but it's like these evil people are working to create this script to make the heroes look good. It's such an interesting concept. And then there's
also because they've already admitted defeat, because their masters lost. So I was like, this is all we can do at this point.
The thing that I find interesting is the minions, the monsters, they respawn. But the bosses didn't, which I think is wild. And that's what that's what's so intriguing to me about this show.
Yeah.
And the world building is like, what happened to the bosses? Like, how did they just get to like?
I feel like, I mean, they didn't explicitly say this, but I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory that they use their divine artifacts against them, because like we know for a fact the divine artifacts kill people that can even regenerate. That, I mean, I don't know how far you are in it. If you watch 2 or 3, I think 3 it might have explained.
I only watched 1. So.
But divine,
so too.
That's tough.
What?
Yeah.
Shoot.
No, there's your answer. Sorry. These divine treasures or artifacts that they have kill even people that can.
Is that what they use the cannon?
So interesting enough, it's like
they said they use it with
this is a spoil. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like you're asking, so I feel like I have to.
Yeah,
but what they used was not that. They said it was for all the people in the crowd to like cheer, "Woo, we're using our full power," but that's not what it is. They used a fake like just cannon, whatever, and then we disappeared, but they really didn't.
Don't they actually? Doesn't the Red Ranger actually use one in episode 2?
In episode 2, and episode 2, you see them use their artifact, and it's like experience true death. They kill it, and at like what is it?
Fighter F.
Fighter F. Fighter F. You see truly die, and it's like deep, but so that's how they defeated the bosses. And it's so interesting because it's like there's this one ranger. Everyone else is like just accepted that this is what it is. Our boss is lost. We have to do this from now on. But there's one person that's like, screw this life. We came here for world domination, and I will not succumb to the the devices of these people that claim to be our rulers, and decides to fight against it. And you're seeing his perspective, which is something you don't ever really see in anime, the perspective of the villain fighting against who the heroes were. But from their perspective, whenever you see they're the villains, and it's so interesting to see that play out.
So warped.
It's so warped, but it's like
and you see the little kid cheering for
cheering the monster.
The little stuff like that.
Do your best.
Yeah.
My thing is, that's what I was telling Isaac earlier, because I've only watched the first episode. I'm like, how am I supposed to root for someone who's clearly the villain? And it like, because he even said we're trying to provoke world domination upon these people, which meaning we came to take over, and then they ended up defeating us. So now we're slaves to them. Not saying slavery is okay, but like it's just like you attack them, and now you're put into submission. So sucks.
But also, why are they like? Why are they even needing to put on this show? Why couldn't they just tell the people? Like, what is their motivation to just continue?
Money.
Why are they chained to this?
It's money for sure.
Money, ratings, show.
So
I think it's dumb that like right. Every Sunday thing, I was like, this is dumb. I thought, because I was like, oh, it's like a Power Rangers thing. Oh, cool. So they're fighting these people. Oh no, every Sunday, I was like, what the heck is that?
I'll tell you.
Well, it's got a show of force and a show of unity too. And so I feel like the utopian kind of society that they've got is really like amplified by look at our Ranger like force. Like,
I am interested to see if he, once he gets inside of it, to see it'll probably explain how they're probably rooting for the monsters. I'm probably gonna ultimately be rooting for the monsters, but I'm just like,
we will for sure by the end of it. But I'll tell you what. I mean, me right now, I am. But
I had a different mindset watching it. Like when I first saw the guy introduced before we knew he was a monster, I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be like, he's gonna join. He's gonna end up being super cool, super like strong. He's a beast. He's like nobody right now. He's gonna have this journey. I had this whole thing in my mind, and it's like, oh no, he's just a monster.
I thought that was
that plot twist threw me off. It was a cool twist, but I was not expecting that. So I was just like, I had this whole thing in my mind about how it was going to go, and then it just switched.
When he thought he was like running super fast and he was charging at them.
That was
hilarious. I love that.
It was like, and then
you think, dude, they sold that so well because you think you got this really cool like MC.
Fighter D.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, bro. These and this is like why I definitely think that these monsters are gonna get stronger. How on earth do you have an ability where you're immortal and never die and never progress? That is insane. So I feel like these people
into things
and turn into things. You're telling me you can't be like the Skrull and infiltrate society and take over? That's crazy. You should be able to do that.
I mean, I think
That's
kind of what he's doing.
So right,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
our bro's trying to do. But like,
Yeah.
there's so many more of them. So I
They're all just
think
beat down and
I think this show
submissive.
has so much potential. And after episode 3, I think people have definitely underestimated the abilities that they have. And I think we're gonna see some crazy stuff happen. We're not rooting for the Rangers, who are supposedly the good guys. We are not rooting for them, especially because as you find out, there are people within the Ranger Force who are not necessarily good people. So you're gonna find out as you're watching it. Okay, if there's not necessarily good people within this force, maybe the Power Ranger people aren't actually good people. So you might root for this monster guy who wants to take it down. It's going to be such an interesting show, and I feel like that aspect of it makes me more excited for this show than the other ones. And plus, I love Power Rangers growing up, so seeing a different take on it is so
It's just
fun.
the
to
boys.
me.
The Red Squadron Hisoka ripoff.
Yeah, I
That
know
dude
exactly.
scared the
Yeah.
heck out of me.
Yep.
I was like, oh no, here we go
Yep.
again.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
So I think we're on agreement. Remaster was the best one then.
Okay, so after all this,
Like,
Ty, this is crazy for saying that.
And Kev is out of here.
I'm done.
We'll start. Well, I guess I'll start. What's my favorite of the 5 that we talked about? I just cited, but Go-Go Loser Ranger is my favorite. I think it has the most potential out of the ones I've seen. I think Evil Power Rangers, a spinoff on like the evil, like the boys, how they were evil, like Justice League. I think this is such a good take. It could
Boys,
truly
that's
be
a good show.
evil. So fun to me. I'm excited to see the future of that. So for me, that is like my favorite of this new spring season.
Yeah, my fave was Windbreaker. That's one that has me the most excited. I want to see what happens there. We came in there with like a vengeance and ended up having a new perspective, but even still, was like, I'm gonna be number one. So I'm gonna be number one. When he said, I'm going to be everyone, I'm going to be at the top, I'm going to be number one, I was like, I love that energy. That's my favorite thing about an MC. That's even why I was interested in Remaster. I was like, I want to see someone whose ability is broken. I want to see someone who is the strongest. That is the thing that I like the
Absolutely
most. Who's the strongest? Who's going to be the strongest? Who's the strongest? That's what draws me in. One
The
Punch
title
Man,
of like
all this
every
guy's
isekai
already
anime.
One Punch
I know.
Man.
The world's strongest swordsman.
Yeah.
The
Whatever.
world's like,
Yeah, Zoro, his aspirations, his goals, the king of the pirates, being the best.
I have not introduced
Hokage,
you into Isekai.
whatever it is you want to be, being the strongest. That's why I love. But Windbreaker. That's what I love about Windbreaker.
Okay.
That's why.
Windbreaker's a good choice.
Austin, what about you?
I think I'm gonna go God's Games We Play. Honestly,
okay.
I think there's a lot of layers to it. Like I said, I like the individual games are interesting to me.
Yeah.
But then the whole mystery of who she is,
Yeah.
maybe even who he is
Great.
potentially.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like
That might be number 2 for me. I like that.
yeah, so I like the whole premise of the show. I like where maybe is going, and just every episode is kind of unique and interesting. So
Okay.
You don't even gotta say.
I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys.
Monster for
Yeah.
Kev.
We said
Remaster, we
Remonster.
already
We
know.
made it. We made it.
all four other ones are gonna get picked here.
I'm picking Kaiju.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
He
I
meant
love
to say-
kaiju
He meant to
stuff.
say Remaster. Sorry.
No. Kaiju stuff. And I've been a Godzilla fan for a long time. So seeing an animated like an anime version of a like Godzilla kind of like concept, it's got to be Kaiju number 8. Like that, it's so good. The animation style is incredible. Like the progress, the world building, the story, like because like Godzilla movies, they don't really address the cleanup. So I love that they brought in the cleanup crew for
Yeah,
these like
yeah.
kaiju's. Pacific Rim, they don't talk about it. They're
Yeah,
just
Titus is a hater.
Yeah.
Yo, what? Tell me your gamer
Hey.
tag.
hey. All my stuff is kaiju related.
Almost got it.
I know.
Yeah.
That's close.
Hey, Twitch stream might be coming out later, so I might drop it.
Hey,
come
So
on.
we'll see. But I really like the fact that this is a guy like who thought he was like past his prime, but still like he even doubted himself, but he's still super strong, saves a kid who's like a hopeful to get into the defense force. And then gets this super awesome power, which makes him just a straight badass. Like
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where this goes.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, it's exciting.
What he did for that kid is like reminds me so much of another character in fiction that I feel like you also have so much respect for. His name would be Captain America. But anyway,
already.
That just reminds me of the grenade jumping moment when he just saved all those people. But anyways,
that's a story for another time.
5 of the most hyped anime of this spring season, I think. Let us know.
Yeah,
what
we
you
got
guys-
Remonster, guys getting
No.
Windbreaker, and
Go Ranger, Loser
So-
Ranger.
Yeah. So
yeah, we're
Let
super
us-
happy. So let us know what you guys think about
and
that.
let us know if we missed anything that you guys are watching.
I'm
So
gonna,
we can chat about it.
I'm laughing
watch it
so
ourselves.
hard, laughing so hard in your face. People start commenting how Remonster was the best one. People start.
Let us
commenting.
know.
If people,
Let us
if,
know if we're wrong.
honestly, if people say that's the best one, it's like who's our audience? And I'm very curious to know.
If we get
I want to know why.
if we get
what your
1,000
search history
comments
is, 'cause,
of
bro-
people saying Remonster's the best,
Because bro,
I'll watch Attack on
Shut up, I think it's a
Hey!
Because why is it
Did you hear
that?
this?
I said if we get 1,000 comments of people saying Remonster's the best anime, I'll watch Attack on Titan.
Oh my God. You're watching it anyway. But guys,
I'm never watching that shit.
I got 600 episodes left of One Piece, man. Attack on Titan's on the back burners.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in for
Thank you.
another episode. This is a lot of fun. This is great. I laughed more at this one than I think I ever have because, anyways. So, no, anyways, make sure to tune in for next week. We have a lot of cool stuff coming your way. Make sure to follow us on all socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I think that's it. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.